So, Mr. Gavaskar, good evening, sir. Good to have you back here on NDTV. First up, despite losing so much time really to rain, this match turned out to be quite the thriller.
Fantastic game of cricket, and I think both teams deserve compliments for making it so, because at one stage in the evening yesterday, with India being ahead by 49 runs, it was looked as if it was going to peter into a dull draw. That it did not happen so is a compliment to the Indian team for their approach and for the way they attacked, counter-attacked, and gave themselves just a little bit of a chance of winning this test match.
Right, in a way, sir, of course, it was bad light that denied India a win in Kolkata. But you would say it was very heartbreaking the way the match ended. After all, India just needed 3 more wickets to win it.
Definitely is, because you would think that with 7 wickets down and Sri Lanka looking nowhere near getting to the target that was set to them, that the only team that was going to win was going to be India. And therefore, I think from the Indian point of view, definitely heartbreaking. But I think overall the result is probably the just result because Sri Lanka actually dominated the test match for 3.5 days. And for them to then lose today at the end of the day would have been a little bit unfair. But then that's what Test cricket is all about. Test cricket can surprise you. And that's exactly what it did at the Eden Gardens.
Right, I'm glad you mentioned the Lankans dominating at least the initial parts of this test match, sir. And in that context, would you say the Indian batsmen perhaps really applied themselves much better in the second innings vis-a-vis the first?
Well, the openers gave them a start. It's always so crucial. If the openers give you a decent start, a half-decent start, then the rest of the batsmen find it that much easier. But if the openers don't contribute at the top of the order, then the pressure builds on numbers 3, 4, 5. That's what happened in the first innings. Here in the second innings, it looked as if it was India who had taken the lead of 122 when they went out to bat in the second innings. The approach of Rahul and Shikhar Dhawan was amazing. They counter-attacked, they were looking to score runs at all times. There was never any sort of thought given to just trying to defend. They're looking to score runs just about every delivery, not necessarily boundaries. And I think that approach actually rattled the Sri Lankans because suddenly the field went a little bit defensive, and that allowed them to take the singles as well.
Right, let's talk about the Indian bowlers now, sir. What did you make of the way the Indian bowlers applied pressure on the Lankan batsmen on day 5? Because who really would have thought that India would get so close to a win on the final day?
They bowled absolutely magnificently. The way the ball was thudding into the wicketkeeper's gloves from Mohammad Shami, Bhuvneshwar, and even Umesh Yadav just showed that this Indian new ball attack has come of age. Give them a little bit of assistance, give them a pitch which gives them a little bit of assistance, and they'll trouble most teams in the world. And that's what we saw. Sri Lanka is struggling a little bit with its batting lineup, and therefore, after Kumar Sangakkara and Mahela Jayawardene have left and Tilakratne Dilshan as well, they have struggled a little bit as far as consistency is concerned. Some of their batsmen are good, but they're not consistent. And India was looking to take full advantage of that.
Right, let's talk about 2 Indian bowlers, fast bowlers individually now. First up, Bhuvneshwar Kumar. Is it unfair really to call him India's new bowling spearhead? What do you make of his overall evolution?
I think as far as the spearhead is concerned, it's still Mohammad Shami as far as Test cricket is concerned. Because he's got the pace, he's got the extra pace, he can get the ball to move. He's got a very, very good yorker. He's got a tremendous bouncer. So he's got everything that a fast bowler should have. Bhuvneshwar Kumar is coming into his own in Test cricket. He's been thought of mainly as a limited overs bowler, but he's coming into his own, and that is fantastic because he gets the ball to move prodigiously both ways. And on a pitch which has got a little bit of grass on it, he is going to be a handful for any team. So they make a very, very good combination with Umesh Yadav, perhaps a little below form, below his usual best in this Test match. But again, with Ishant in the background, not too far away, possibly Jasprit Bumrah as well. India really is blessed with new ball bowling talent.
Right, the other fast bowler now who's been very, very good in this match, Mohammad Shami. He's of course had his fair share of injury problems. But how impressive would you say was he at the Eden match?
Very impressive, very, very impressive. He bowled quick, he bowled with fire. He had intent. You could see from the beginning the way he was getting the ball to move around, and his deliveries don't swing in the air. They only move after pitching, so that is even more difficult because the batsman has to make a last second decision. If the ball is moving from your hand, then you can at least try and work towards moving in the direction in which the ball is coming into you or leaving you. But in Shami's case, it only moves after pitching, which is extremely difficult.
Your take on this particular Virat knock?
Tremendous, amazing innings. In the morning session, he played himself in because he knew that 3 wickets had fallen in quick succession. India was not yet out of the woods, but after lunch, he recognized that the one way to counter-attack was to take the attack to the opposition, and that's what he did. He started playing shots. He recognized the fact that the one danger man for India was Lakmal, and while he wasn't bowling, to try and get as many runs of Gamage and Shanaka, which is what he did. And then when Lakmal came in with the second new ball, he was ready for him as well. So some of the shots that he played, particularly that lofted off drive for a 6 to get into the 90s, and then from 98 to get to his century with that lofted extra cover drive for a 6, are worth going miles to see. Incredible shots, never easy to play those shots, and particularly if you're in the 90s. So a wonderful, wonderful innings.
Right. All right, one final question for you this evening, sir. Of course, India didn't manage to pull off a win, a miracle win, but what were the big takeaways you think for Team India overall from this match?
The takeaway is that, even on Indian pitches, your new ball bowlers, if they're good, they're going to get you wickets. And I think the fact that all 17 wickets were taken by the new ball bowlers is indicative of the fact that India now has such a balanced attack. If you give them a pitch which has got a bit of turn, Jadeja and Ashwin will be pretty much unplayable. On this surface, there was nothing there for them to grip, and therefore they didn't get any wickets. Dilruwan did get some wickets with his off spin for Sri Lanka, but their number 1 spinner Rangana Herat was unable to take any turn from this pitch. So the big takeaway is that this Indian team's balance is fantastic. The fact that they have got enough players on the bench sitting on the bench strength is very good. So this is a complete Indian team.
All right, we'll have to leave it at that. Mr. Gavaskar, thank you so much, sir, for joining us this evening. We'll, of course, chat again before the second test in Nagpur. Thanks so much, sir.